Hey, what is going on guys? How are you guys doing? So today we're checking out the Resident Evil 8 Village Collector's Edition on the PS4, which is officially released today on Friday the 7th of May 2021. So I just could not be more excited for this edition. It looks like an absolutely fantastic game and I just really cannot wait to check it out. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out on all these videos. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the Resident Evil 8 Village Collector's Edition. Stay tuned guys.
Take it slow.
Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the packaging. So here we have this super nice logo of Resident Evil 8 Village. And right over here we have all these receipts and postcards on all these locations. So this game is rated 18 in the UK and it's made by Capcom. Here we have the top. I guess it's supposed to look like a briefcase, which I think is a pretty cool design. And on the back we have everything that is included with this collector's edition. So I've got to say it's a pretty small edition compared to say the Resident Evil 2 or the Resident Evil 3 remake collector's editions. I think those editions came with a lot more stuff, but anyhow it is a pretty nice looking edition. So yeah, let's take a look at what we have here. So first up we have the game, we have the steelbook, the Chris Redfield figure, cloth map, the art book and the trauma pack. Right over here we have everything that is included with the trauma pack. So that is a look at the packaging. And so here we have the past Resident Evil collector's editions, which came out in the past 3 years. So we have the Resident Evil 2, which came out in 2019, the Resident Evil 3, which came out 2020, and Resident Evil Village. So first up, we have the art book for the game. Really cannot wait to check this out. It's probably going to have some amazing artwork, so yeah, I'm super excited for that. Next up, we have the A4 art prints, which is pretty high quality. That's pretty cool. Let's put that to the side for the moment. And next up here, we have the cloth map, which I'm really excited for this because I think this is the first cloth map that we've ever had for any Resident Evil game. It seems to have some text in here too, so yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to check out. Next up, we have, I guess this is the DLC code, so I'm going to put that to the side for the moment. And here we have the steelbook for the game. And so underneath here we have the 1/6 scale Chris Redfield figure, which I'm just super pumped for. So yeah, I really cannot wait for that. Okay, and so here is everything out of the box. And I've got to say, this is a pretty nice edition. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. I'm so happy that I picked this up. Okay, so first up, let's go ahead and take a look at the steelbook. So now, I think this steelbook is exclusive to this collector's edition, so yeah, just something to point out in case you guys want to pick this up. But anyhow, here's a look at the front. So we have this super nice artwork. I really don't know what it is. It seems to be like a ring with these wings. I obviously don't know what it is, but it's something related to the main concept in the game. Here we have Resident Evil Village, rated 18, made by Capcom. And here we have the size. On the back we have some text, so if you guys want to read this, then feel free to pause and read. And we have this super nice image, the key artwork of the castle, the main castle in the game. Okay, so let's get this opened up here and we will check it out. So let me just see if I can rip this open right here, like so. Okay. So yeah, super excited for this game. I mean, I'm a massive fan of the franchise. I absolutely loved the previous installments. This is probably like my all-time favorite gaming franchise, even more than Final Fantasy. I just love the Resident Evil franchise so much. But anyhow, here's a look at the front once again, the sides and the back. Let's get this sleeve off the steelbook. Put that to the side for the moment, just right there. And yeah, we pretty much have the exact same image of this logo of the ring with these wings. It's kind of glossy, as you can see. It gives off a nice shine in the lights, which is pretty cool. Here we have the side of the spine and the back. And let's get this thing opened up here. I guess we have some codes in here which I just want to take out before I show you guys. And here we have the steelbook itself, so let's take a look at what we have. It's pretty plain on the inside. I don't really see any artwork or any images in here. Yeah, it just seems to be pretty plain, which is a bit of a shame. I would have preferred if they had have added like some type of image. I think that would have been much better. But anyhow, that's a look at the steelbook. And next up, we have this A4 art print. So it seems like we have some type of emblem in the center, like some type of sculpture. We have this ring with these wings and all these kind of, it's almost like a bird's nest, I guess. I guess that's kind of what it is. But yeah, here's how it looks. It's super high quality. I wish it was glossy. I think that would have looked way better. And at the bottom we have the Resident Evil Village. It would be kind of cool to stick this thing on the wall, maybe frame it. So yeah, let's look at the art prints. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at the art book. So first up, I've got to say, this is a pretty big art book, as you guys can see. It's much bigger compared to other art books with other collector editions out there, so I'm just really impressed with how big this really is. It's also kind of thick, as you guys can see, so there's a lot of content here. Now guys, I gotta be honest with you, I don't want to look too much into this art book. I kind of want to keep the game fresh. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. I've been avoiding spoilers for months and months, so I just really don't want to see anything in this art book that would ruin the experience for me. It even says right here at the start that we recommend playing the game first to avoid any spoilers. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. So I'm not going to go page by page. I'm just going to give you guys a quick gist of what this art book is all about. But first up, as you can see, we have this, I guess it's like the storybook at the start of the game, the Village of Shadows. Pretty cool. I'm really happy that they included this. Very nice artwork, and it's pretty high quality. So yeah, I really like the concept of the werewolves and vampires. I think it's a pretty unique idea for the Resident Evil franchise, and I think it's a great turn. I mean, we've had the zombies for such a long time, so I mean, they just had to make a change at some point in the franchise, and I think this was the perfect move. I think, you know, a lot of people didn't like the fact that they've changed so much from the original Resident Evil games, and they don't really like the first person aspects, but in my opinion, I mean, I love it. I think they've done a great job with developing this franchise, so I just really can't wait to see what they have in store for Resident Evil Village. But anyhow, as you can see, we have all these nice screenshots of all these characters, all the locations in the game. I mean, I'm gonna take some time to properly take a look at this art book after I complete the game, but for the moment, this is just a quick overview. This guy's pretty cool. I seen him inside the demo. He's pretty big. I think he's, I mean, much larger compared to, say, these werewolves or lichens, whatever you want to call them. And so moving on here. So this chapter should be pretty interesting. We have Kessel Dimitrescu. Let's take a look at what we have. So here we have the main lady herself. We have Lady Dimitrescu. I'm just so excited to finally meet this character in the game with all of her daughters. I mean, yeah, just an amazing concept. If you can't tell, I'm really excited for this game. I think this location was inside the demo, this like underground cellar with all the wine. This is like the first location that you see Lady Dimitrescu inside. And if I can pass a bit more here, we have, yeah, I guess her name is Alcina Dimitrescu. Pretty cool. So yeah, pretty interesting character. I mean, there's going to be so many memes, so many artwork on this character, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyhow, moving on. Here we have the three daughters. We have Bella, Cassandra, and Daniela. I actually think one of these characters, I think it was the voice character or the motion capture actress, I think she died in real life. I mean, it's a massive shame. So yeah, I'm just happy that we're going to see her work in the game. Here we have some objects, like these daggers, these weapons, the keys in the game, these doors. Really nice. What's this? House Beneviento? Is that how you say it? Beneviento? I really don't know. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, so I have not seen this at all. These are like the dolls. Yeah, there was a weird doll in the trailer for the game. I really don't know what that's all about. How the doll moves, because I think the game was moving away from the supernatural aspects. So I just don't know how that's gonna work out. Yeah, there's a doll right there. This is the doll that moves. Maybe she's, I don't know, remote control? I really don't know. This is the reservoir. So as I mentioned, I don't want to spoil the game, I don't want to see too much. So I just kind of want to, you know, flick past a bit fast here. Heisenberg's factory. Heisenberg, does he make meth? Let's take a look, see what he makes. I think he makes like robots. All these mechanical creatures, which is a pretty interesting new concept for Resident Evil. I don't really think we have seen too many of these kind of mechanical mech type of characters. And here we have some of these, I guess these are foot soldiers, like these creations, these abominations which he's making. See what else we have, last chapter. So I guess this is probably going to be quite spoiler based, so I really don't want to see too much. I guess this is a lady, or is a mother, Miranda, I think. I haven't even seen her, I guess that's her face. Wow. I thought she was going to be like super hideous. I thought behind the mask she was going to be really like super ugly. But anyhow, yeah, so here we have the Duke, which is kind of like, I guess this is kind of like the merchant from Resident Evil 4. Even inside the demo he says, I think he said something like, what are you buying or something. Next up we have some weapons. All these sniper rifles. And a pretty cool vehicle. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, that is a look at the art book. Next up, let's take a look at this cloth map. So yeah, let's get this thing opened up here. Let me see how you open this. So yeah, right here at the bottom. I'm really excited to check this out. I really don't know why. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we have a lot of packaging. Oh wow, this is really nice. The quality is really, really cool. Wow, that is so nice. Let me give you guys a better look here. We have all these locations. Castle Dimitrescu, the mill, stronghold, the house, maiden of wars, ceremony site. I mean, so many locations. I really don't know how long the game is going to be. I really hope it's maybe like 10 to 15 hours. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm sure I'm probably going to platinum the game. I've platinumed the previous two games, Resident Evil 2 Remake and the Resident Evil 3 Remake. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the trophies for this village. Here we have some text. So yeah, if you guys want to read this, yeah, it's really hard to make out. I don't even know if I can read that. But yeah, here's a quick close-up of all these locations. House Benevito? I don't know how to say this, guys. Benevito, I don't know. Anyhow, moving on to the suspension bridge. That's pretty cool. Castle Dimitrescu. Otto's mill. The strongholds. I mean, from this map it seems to be a pretty big location. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see until we play the game for ourselves. Maiden of war. What's this? Ceremony. Sluice gates with some type of weird creature, weird like sea creature. I'm super terrified of water and sea creatures, so I'm kind of scared of this. I'm not really looking forward to that part in the game. Heisenberg's factory, his math factory. If you guys know what I'm talking about. It's much nicer that it's made of cloth compared to if it was made out of like paper, because the paper kind of rips, but this here seems to be quite a durable material, as you guys can kind of hear. Yeah, it seems to be a pretty nice cloth. It's very high quality. I'm really, really happy with this. This is probably one of my favorite items in this entire edition. And so last up, we have the figure of Chris Redfield. And I've got to say, I really like the box. It's a pretty simple design. As you can see, it's completely black, but we have the silhouette outline of Chris Redfield. And down here, Village, Resident Evil, Capcom. And so here's the inside of the box, and here we have the figure itself. We have the display stands, and we have this pistol. So yeah, let's take a closer look. Here is the figure out of the box and fully assembled. I don't think it's quite as good as, say, the Jill or the Leon, but it's a really nice addition. I'm just so happy to have all three main characters from the Resident Evil franchise. So here we have a close-up on the face So I think the face on my figure may be, I don't know if it's just me, but if you look at his eyes, I think he may be slightly cockeyed. Yeah, it is a tiny bit cockeyed, which is a bit of a shame. It's very mild, but you can just about see his eyes are cocked up. I mean, the sculpting and the paint is really good. I'm really impressed. I think this is probably the sharpest sculpt, and it seems to have the cleanest paint job as well, out of all three statues. And I'll probably make a separate video on this figure to show it off in a bit more detail, in case you guys want to check that video out. And here's a look at the jacket piece. And I just love the texture in here. As you can see, it looks very rough. I don't know what type of material it's supposed to be made out of, but it almost looks like leather, which I think is pretty cool. At the t-shirt piece, you can see he has all these folds and creases sculpted in there. It looks quite realistic. And of course he's holding this pistol at the hands, which is removable. You have to insert it into the hands when you get the figure. But it is pretty straightforward, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And moving down here to the legs. I mean, it's got very impressive detail, very realistic. All of these creases in the trouser piece. And we have the shoes and the display base with the Chris Redfield's emblem or plaque at the base right there. And just a quick look at the back in case you guys want to check it out. I love the sculpting in the hair. It's very fine, all the strands of hair sculpted in there. And here's the back. Look at all this texturing, it's so nicely done. Even the hands are pretty good. Back of the trousers, back of the shoes, and the base. Okay, and so here we have all three collector edition figures from the most recent Resident Evil games. So first up, we have Leon S. Kennedy from the Resident Evil 2 remake. I think this is still probably the best figure out of all three. I just love the sculpt and I love the character. He's my favorite character from the Resident Evil franchise. Next up, we have Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil 3 remake, which is also a pretty nice piece. I think the head sculpt could be maybe a little bit better in terms of paint, but for the most part, it is pretty nice. And next up, we have the most recent, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 8 Village, which just came out today. So yeah, pretty nice piece. I'm really happy to have this to complete the collection. But yeah, which statue do you guys think is the best? Let me know in the comments below. And so just in case you guys want to check out a close-up on these figures. So here we have Leon S. Kennedy. I think this was probably the best game of the remakes. I just love the Resident Evil 2 remake so much. It's probably one of the best Resident Evil games out there. I mean, my all-time favorites, I mean, it's gotta be Resident Evil 4. That's my all-time favorite game, but I think the RE2 remake holds up pretty high. I also love the RE3 remake, but I just wish it was a bit longer. I also wish that we've seen a bit more of Nemesis in the game, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. And last up here, we have a close-up on the Chris, the cockeyed Chris. I mean, as I mentioned before, it's not bad, but you can just see his eyes are slightly off. I'm not sure if the Leon, I think his eyes are pretty centered. As you can see, it's a pretty centered pupil. The paint job is very thick. As you can see, it's a very thick paint which they've got on the Leon, whereas the Jill, she barely has any paint in here. I wish they added a bit more in there. I think the plastic is a bit too bright. So that is a look at all three figures. Alright guys, so that is the Resident Evil 8 Village Collector's Edition on the PS4. So just as a quick recap, we have the inner box for the figure. We have the Chris Redfield figure himself. Down here we have the outer box. We have the art book, we have the A4 art prints, the RE vs. code, the cloth map, the trauma pack, and the steelbook for the game. I mean, if you guys are a big fan of Resident Evil, then I would highly recommend you guys pick this up. So yeah, pick it up while the edition is still in stock, cause I don't know how long this thing is gonna last for. I have a strong feeling that this is gonna be a super popular game, and I really believe it's gonna be a fan favorite. So I think somewhere down the line, this edition is gonna be super expensive. So yeah, just keep that in mind in case you guys are debating whether or not to pick it up. So yeah, with that being said guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that bell notification. I hope you guys enjoyed playing Resident Evil Village. Have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, take it easy guys.